Have you ever reached the end of the day and wondered, where did all the time go? You started the morning with good intentions, a long to-do list, maybe even a sense of purpose. And yet, as the sun sets, you realize nothing truly meaningful was done. This is not just your story. It was once Rohan's story too, until a mysterious stranger handed him something that would change everything in Hourglass. In a quiet village surrounded by hills and rustling trees, there lived a young man named Rohan. He wasn't bad at heart, he wasn't cruel, nor dishonest, but he had one flaw that held him back from greatness. He was addicted to wasting time. Rohan would sleep until noon, scroll endlessly through his phone, and procrastinate until even the smallest task became a mountain. His parents tried, his friends tried. Everyone told him the same thing: Rohan, value your time. It's the one thing you can never get back. But Rohan would shrug and say, there's always tomorrow. One summer afternoon, word spread that a wise old traveler had arrived in the village. His name was Mr. Gupta, and legends followed him, stories of how he solved impossible problems, healed broken spirits, and helped people find their purpose. Rohan was skeptical but curious. He found Mr. Gupta sitting peacefully under a massive banyan tree, the kind whose roots reached down like arms into the earth. Rohan approached and bowed respectfully. Sir, I heard you give people wisdom. Can you help someone like me, someone who wastes his life? The old man opened his eyes slowly. Instead of answering with words, he reached into a worn leather bag and pulled out a small hourglass. Its sands sparkled in the sunlight. Take this, he said, and listen closely. Mr. Gupta placed the hourglass into Rohan's hands and said, each grain of sand is a moment of your life. Every time you delay, waste time, or avoid your responsibilities, one grain slips away forever. You don't get it back. Rohan watched the sand fall slow, steady, unstoppable. For the first time, he felt time, not just as numbers on a clock, but as something alive, precious, and slipping through his fingers. Time, Mr. Gupta continued, is the most generous gift you'll ever receive, and the cruelest if you waste it. One day you'll look back, not with anger, but with deep regret. Rohan, shaken by the old man's words, asked, but what can I do? How do I stop wasting time when I've never known anything else? The old man smiled gently. Start small, set goals, break them down, focus on one task at a time. Eliminate what distracts you. And above all, be consistent. Time rewards those who respect it. With that, Mr. Gupta stood up, gave Rohan a nod, and walked away, leaving behind the hourglass and a changed heart. That very night, Rohan sat at his desk with a notebook and wrote down his first ever plan. It was simple: wake up by 7 a.m., spend 1 hour learning a skill, finish one task without distraction, no social media until evening. He failed the first day, he failed the second day. But on the third day, something shifted. He completed a task, then another. A week later, he finished a woodworking project that had been untouched for a year. A month later, he offered to fix his neighbor's door. Rohan's discipline grew slowly, like a tree rising from stubborn soil. He set a schedule, respected it, and stuck to it. He learned the value of deep work, of giving something your full attention. He stopped chasing shortcuts and focused on building habits. Soon, Rohan's small acts snowballed into bigger changes. He discovered he had a talent for woodworking and eventually opened a small workshop. He started earning, helping, and creating. The villagers, once doubtful, now looked to him for advice. But more than money or praise, Rohan found something deeper: meaning. As years passed, Rohan realized that time was not just for success, it was for connection. He made it a rule to always eat dinner with his family, to call his aging parents every week, to listen, really listen to his friends when they needed him. Rohan grew old, his hair turning gray, but his spirit remained sharp. One day he returned to the banyan tree where it all began. Sitting around him were young boys and girls, full of dreams and distractions. Holding the same hourglass, he shared his story. This hourglass once changed my life. Now maybe it will change yours. He passed it on. Time doesn't shout, it doesn't beg to be noticed. But if you ignore it, it will leave you behind. Rohan's life teaches us that it's not too late. Whether you're 16 or 60, change begins now. The hourglass is already turning. So the question is, what will you do with the time you have left?